It's here. It's here, right? What is it? And I've really got to get a place to work here. Lynx Tech. Well, the box doesn't really say what this is at all, does it? I guess you guys don't know. Actually, there is a little thing on the box. 4-port PCIe fire bracket. PCIe. I guess there's the model number. Firewire card. Alright. Doing this one-handed. That's a fancy looking firewire cable. I guess it has the mini PCIe or whatever bracket. So if you don't have the standard one like this, you just put it on that one and a single screw and a little. What's the installation card here? Basically like 8 pages, I guess. Out of that little static bag, and there it is. It's tiny. It's got the Texas Instrument chips there, which are supposed to be highly compatible, hopefully, with a lot of the audio interfaces. And we got this other big gigantic box here. You can tell that's from the manufacturer, right? Nope, that's from eBay. So here it is, the Mark of the Unicorn 896. 96 kilohertz Firewire with the Black Lion audio mods to make, I guess, the input and outputs better. They replace the op amps or whatever, so it should be better sound quality, I guess. And here is the back of the unit. So you got your XLR outputs, XLR and 1/4 inputs, main outs, ADAT in and out, Firewire, all that good stuff. Well, I already do see a problem. Look at that. The headphone volume is loose or broke or something. I wonder if that's just, if it needs to be screwed in or something's actually broke inside. So we're probably going to end up having to take that apart and see what's wrong. You know, it may not be set up with the software to, in the certain mode or whatever, to work with a fiber optic cable into a mixer yet, or a multi-track. But I guess we can plug it in real fast and see what happens. Well, I've tried various microphones and gains and settings, and I could not get a signal at all in these meters. Nor could I get any signal from the headphones other than like a bunch of static. Static doesn't seem to start immediately. It takes a little while. I don't know if it's like booting like a computer or what. Okay. You can probably hear that. It'll take a minute or so, and then you get that, and no other signals coming out of this unit. So the seller, I guess, has no returns, and as is, but you know, it's I don't know. I've messaged him, and let's see what he says. I wonder if this will work on Firewire, or if the Firewire will even see the sky. It's blinking here, I guess 44.1 kilohertz. It falls into my audio interface, and we're going to just plug, let's see, each one. Plug in the number 2. Still get that snow. Plug it in number 3. Still hear the snow. As you can see, still nothing hooked up to it. So that snow is everywhere. Alright, hooking the microphone into it. Okay, that's input 1. Gain up. Testing, mic testing, testing. Nothing is moving, nothing is making noise except snow. Just for the heck of it, I installed the legacy drivers for the FireWire card, and still nothing. Well, I guess we need to take this guy apart and see what it looks like in there. I lost my mic stand, or the kids got it and took it away somewhere, so there are a lot of screws you have to take out to get this cover off. Every XLR connection has a screw. Well, those were quite a bit of screws, and here we go. This is what it looks like. Kind of looks like that little connection is it hanging on barely or not at all? That's for the display there. I'm not sure if it's something. Look at that solder on that capacitor there. That looks very strange. Did somebody come in here and try to fix it later? So apparently that knob there, that monitor thing, didn't work too good. It definitely doesn't feel like it's working very good. It's not turning very much. And then, this wasn't advertised on eBay. That actual headphone volume switch is like broken all to pieces. Is this somebody's hack job? Because I mean, if that back little piece is broke, it would be wiggling around inside of here, but it's not. So somebody obviously had this guy apart. So it's just like the actual plastic piece, just the knob itself is back there wiggling. I wonder if it just reverts to like full volume when it's broke like that. Now, I reseated these EPROMs here just to see. There's one there and one here, just to see if it was a loose connection or something, and that did not fix it. This little connector on this power supply was a little crooked. I doubt that would have caused any problems, but I just put it down a little bit. You maybe can hear that from the headphones. It'll be louder. Even moving that ribbon there to try to get a better connection doesn't change anything. So I guess it's just a piece of junk. So there's also a voltage reset, I guess, on the system you can do. It says power down, disconnect cables, toggle the voltage selector switch several times, then reset to the correct voltage and power on. I doubt that'll work, but let's try it. So we did that without plugging it in, and we'll see in a minute if it produces white noise. If it still does, then we will try it with it plugged in. We'll power it off and do the same thing. Well, that didn't work, as you can probably hear. Okay, we're going to disconnect the cables, and then we're going to do that again here. I don't know if I can get it, but there's a voltage selector. So you go back and forth, back, forth, back, forth. It said several times, so I don't know how many times we're supposed to do it. And we're back on 115 volts. And unfortunately, as you can hear, still got that white noise here. So nothing I can do, turning the gain all the way down, that does not seem to do anything. Nothing does anything. I mean, that's broke. That's broke, the headphone and controller. When you go main out and headphones, I think it splits the signal a little bit, so it's not quite as loud. But yeah. Microphone in the back again, and I got the gain all the way up on channel 1, and the microphone is on, you see. Hello, 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 hello. Nothing on the Boo! Nothing is coming on. Boo! Hello. Nothing coming through the headphones. Just that static or white noise. So this is extremely disappointing. You know, I had my hopes up. I bought a FireWire card just for this, and now I'm probably going to return the FireWire card because I don't know if my next interface will be FireWire or USB or something else. And you know, I kind of short on funds. I couldn't buy that thing on Zzounds, whatever that thing is, because I found this and I thought I got a really good deal. And I said, well, maybe next month, maybe in September, we could actually get something at Zzounds, maybe on pay-as-you-play. And I think that Black Lion charged like $350 to modify these guys. So I don't know. I think these, what were they, $1,200-1,300 plus $350 for the mods. So what is that, like 2011 or something? Back in the day, the seller responded, and I guess I'm just gonna pack it up and ship it back to them. So I've been all over the internet, YouTube, Reddit, various, you know, HomeNet recording forums and stuff, trying to figure out, googling what could be wrong with this system. And I noticed that there is actually a boot up sequence, a self-test that this interface will actually do if it's working correctly. And instead it just has that 44.1 kilohertz LED light just blink, blink, blink. And there are other people that have had that issue, but sometimes it would happen off and on, and then they would have their system work. Some people said, well, you know, change the internal fuse and it'd work, or it may work temporarily and then something fixed it or stopped working. And another report or person said that sometimes that means the FireWire port's gone, but even if the FireWire port is gone, like not working, it'll work sort of in standalone mode, and with that white noise and lack of being able to get, you know, your line inputs working, it seems like there's something else wrong. Maybe it's you know, an EEPROM or whatever. EEPROM. It's late at night. It could be corrupt or something, the firmware or something. There's two of them in there that are changeable, but I haven't really seen a source to find replacements for them. And MOTU, Mark of the Unicorn, the company, has quit providing support for this older tech, you know, years ago. So I'm assuming this will probably never get fixed by the seller that sold me this. I'll probably just go into the music graveyard, because if it's possible to fix, most likely, unless you have another system to take parts from, it's probably not going to happen. But that's it, you know. Hopefully we'll have it sent off in the mail tomorrow, and the guy will have it back in a few days, and hopefully we'll get a refund.